All right,
What you
we're
need.
good.
This is me.
Okay, we did a couple of things last week, but mostly we just did interim stuff. Kreth.
Okay.
So we just covered some stuff. We did a retcon of basically some stuff that they got done before you guys had a meeting with this strange individual.
Gotcha.
So last we left off, you guys, correct, you had received a message from somebody asking you to meet him in one of the classrooms, one of the abandoned classrooms, within the classroom section of Emberfell Academy. You followed in the directions, you all navigated to a very internal room within this place. There are no windows for quite a while, in any direction. You are in the middle of a circular room. There is like a central podium where the teacher would stand, and there are benches going up in different rows, like a college audience hall sort of thing. And waiting for you all is this cloaked. Definitely has the uniform of one of the professors, or at least a graduate of Emberfell, and it is this human. And he greets you as soon as you walk through the door. Ah, I see that you got my message.
Kreth crosses his arms and he nods and he says, "So what do you want?"
If you must know, be aware that I don't take communicating with the enemy lightly. So there is that. If I had any other choice, I would deal with somebody more reasonable, in my opinion. But alas, I am out of options. Which is why I am here. And he stands up, and you've gotten a good look at him at this point. He is clearly a member of the Unborn. His eyes are a pitch black, and you sense like a darkness from him.
Oh.
It's a feeling that you could not place until you've dealt with multiple of these people. But these corrupted, marked, they all have a similar feel to them. No doubt you have some questions. Get on with it. I know you're going to interrupt me anyway. And he goes over and he pours himself a glass of something.
Why are you willing to give us the information you want?
I'm doing more than doing that, but technically I'm not giving you anything. But to answer your question in honest, I have had a change of heart. Though my decisions are not always rational, I'm not called Aldred the Sane, am I? Aldred the Mad, that's my title.
What do you want? Kazi says warily.
Ah, there we go.
A small spark of fire orbiting his hand.
How do I put this to make it as obvious to enter your thick skulls? I'm jumping the boat. Crossing the floor. Defecting. Changing my tune. Swapping horses midstream. That sort of thing. I've decided my side is unprofitable. To use the term that a man of business would say. Mostly I'm sick of it. So I'm here to switch sides.
Very well. What can you offer as proof that you are switching sides?
Information.
Kazi's gonna do an insight check.
Yeah, make an insight check.
17.
You get the feeling that... Actually, I have one question. Did you bring, when you were invited... What was her name? Celsi Weaver?
Yeah.
Okay. At this moment...
She also has her disguise up currently, I believe.
Okay. At this moment, she snaps her fingers and she says, Aldred the Mad, AM! Oh, that's... You're dangerous. Oh, now we're getting somewhere. I am dangerous. Celsi then continues saying, Aldred the Mad was one of was one of Terath's generals during the Great War. I've only read about him a couple of times, but his name has popped up, and he's done some pretty bad things. A few cities here or there. But anything is justifiable when you're working for your god. Isn't that right? He looks you over one at a time.
Kazi casts message to Celsi. Do you have Zone of Truth?
I do, though.
Oh, you do?
I have Zone of Truth.
All right. Very well, Kazi says, looking at him. Step into Zone of Truth to verify your answers.
I have no qualms. And he steps forward. Are you casting the spell?
Ruben does.
Yeah, I cast it.
Alright, you create a magical zone that guards against deception in a 15-foot radius. Until the spell ends, a creature that enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn, or starts its turn there, makes a charisma saving throw, whether a creature succeeds or fails. An affected creature is aware of the spell and can avoid answering questions to which it would normally respond with a lie. Such a creature can be evasive, yet must be truthful. Alright. So, ask away.
Are you going against your god completely?
Yes, 100%. None of this is of his will, nor would he want me to do this in the first place. This is not some greater scheme concocted by Terath, either.
What are Terath's? Kazi's going to ask, where is the place where the unborn are made? The portal, for lack of a better word.
Is a difficult question. It has been quite a while since I've been there, and it moves. So, at this moment, I don't know.
Do you know where you could start looking?
Yes.
Where is the nearest fragment of Marith?
Yes, that is difficult. I don't know where the nearest is, because I cannot truthfully answer whether I know for sure. I don't know for sure whether or not the one that I'm thinking of, is the closest one. But there is something behind by Marith in a demiplane.
Well, Kazi's going to do an Arcana or a history check. Does he know what a demiplane is?
You would know the general idea of one.
What is? Because I personally don't know.
Ah, yes, it is basically a mini world created by magic.
Okay.
Sometimes gods have their own demiplanes. A lot of very powerful archwizards do it. It's in a demiplane, a place called the Halls of Lothbrok. Would you like a history lesson, or would you like just a dumbed-down version?
The history lesson.
Ah, well, there once was a king named Lothbrok, and he was a very powerful and mighty servant of Marith. Along with being a powerful servant of Marith, he was also one of my greatest rivals. That, until I killed him on the field of battle. Now, I must admit, now that I'm older, more mature, and he takes another sip of his drink, I say that it was a bit rude of me to spit on his corpse. But that's neither here nor there. His work was appreciated so much by the great Marith that he was given his own personal demiplane. And he was trusted so well by Marith that Marith held a lot of his important valuables within that demiplane. And thus it is the Halls of Lothbrok. Now, of course, during our great victory, Marith decided to, despite being mortally wounded, not mortally, but gravely wounded, he ordered his most powerful minions, I, as well as some of my comrades, were ordered to search many of the places that Marith was no longer protecting. Among those was the demiplane, the Halls of Lothbrok. Some of you might be asking, it is well searched, so surely there's nothing there after all these years, right?
Yes, the demiplane might still be there. Go on.
Unlike the great and powerful Terath, my own deity, The individual named of Ordo, who was the general sent to search the halls, unlike my great esteemed master, I actually had to deal with the guy. This Ordo character is a grade A idiot. When he searched the place, which in this case, using the word search is an insult to every investigator on this plane of existence, he was only looking for things he thought of as valuables. Gemstones, magical items, that sort of thing. He did not think for a moment that Norrith had hidden a piece of himself inside that demiplane. Of course, Norrith's minions, knowing that the war had been thoroughly won by the other side, they had evacuated the place, taking everything of value. Most of the stuff that was valuable. Surely they missed a thing or two. Of course, when Ordo didn't find anything of value, the mighty Terath effectively told him to come back when he had something, or don't come back at all. He is still there to this day.
Going there would be extremely dangerous.
It would. Man. But it would be useful. Terath thinks that there is something inside of this demiplane, and he's not willing to let one of his strongest, if not, strongest and least intelligent of his generals out until he finds it, and he's also unwilling to tell Ordo what it is. This implies that there's something very important. And there are records of Norrith leaving a piece of himself within that demiplane, and I have under good knowledge that he never found anything of the sort. So one can conclude that it's there. Now, if only... Of course, getting to a demiplane is a very difficult situation. You would need the spell, of course. Unfortunately, I'm not able to give you anything, because that would be helping the enemy. Oh goodness. And a scroll falls out of his pocket and rolls across the floor.
Kazi casts Mage Hand and disappears it.
It disappears it?
He hides it.
Oh, okay. Are you grabbing it?
Yeah.
Okay. It is a scroll of demiplane. I'll put that in your inventory. Man, it just fell out of my pocket. It can't be helped. Hang on, let me put that real quick. Here we go. There are a couple of very important uses of that spell. The main issue is that you're going to need knowledge from somebody who has seen the demiplane. You're going to need a description of it. That is something I cannot provide you. I've never been sent on it, but quite a lot of unborn have been there. You're going to have to find an unborn, rip the memories from their head, go to this demiplane, collect the remnants of this god, do whatever you want with it, but mostly bring it to me so that it can modify my soul. Only a greater god has the capability of truly remaking me in the form of no longer a servant to Terath. And thus, whenever I die, I do not have to report to that tyrant ever again. Do you see where my own personal gain comes into play?
Freedom from
And
terror.
I was going to do an insight check.
Alright.
Once more. Kazi really doesn't trust this guy.
He is clearly purposefully leaving out information, though you can't think of at the moment anything that he would have, any loopholes to the situation.
What information are you leaving out? Kazi says, looking at him.
That I won't answer. I have many pieces of information that I'm leaving out of this conversation, but my mother's maiden name is not exactly something I'm willing to give over.
More than that,
Who
Owen.
are we likely to face?
Well, plenty of monsters. Dangerous creatures. The minions of my rival and comrade general. Always quite powerful. I doubt you would be able to fight him directly. But he is quite an idiot. And no doubt he would underestimate your group. he really think numbers do matter, if you believe it. So he'll see a group of five adventurers and think nothing of it. You'll be pestered with giant spiders, a couple of my kin, the specters, a few of the more powerful ones you haven't met yet, and who knows what other monsters he's enslaved within that demiplane.
Not something we should immediately pursue.
Yeah,
Kazi
I
casts a
agree.
message and says to Adrien, Demiplane is 8th level.
I know. I don't know that, but it's reasonable to assume Adrien may have heard something about it.
Now, of course, unless you have an unborn right this moment that you're going to extract the information from, I'm afraid you're going to have to wait until you find another.
Very well. Kat says calmly.
Excellent. I'm glad you were able to see reason. Not many of your type can. Maybe it may be. Perhaps the marked of Norrith are being chosen with less zealotry. Might be a theory. I would have to conduct some research on that. Oh look, I'm in the perfect place to do it. How convenient.
Kazi just stares at him. How strong is this guy, Andrew? What would Kazi be able to pick up from this guy?
This character? Make an investigation check.
22.
You sense something off of this person. At first it's a little bit of magic. Then you feel a different sort of aura, as well as the cold air of the unborn. There is a cold air to him just in general. This thing is not a person. This is a simulacrum. The real Aldred the Mad is no doubt far away from here.
Kazi looks at him. Where are you?
In a demi-plane of my own. Of course, my power has grown to a point over the centuries that I could easily take out a pathetic general like Ordo. The problem is I can't be seen dealing with the minions of Terath. If Terath were to peer through their eyes at that very moment and see me killing his minions, he would tear apart my soul, and then resurrect me, and then tear apart me again. Who knows how many times, but it would be a lot, and I've seen it done before. If that is, of course, to preemptively answer your questions of why I don't do this myself. Of course, if you're still hesitant, I can give a stick as well as a carrot, if you would prefer that.
We'll do it, Kazi says.
You're
Boss,
getting the
it
stick
may take-
anyway, because I do not control the stick in this scenario. The deal that Terath and your comrades have struck all the centuries ago is there are loopholes to it, though they were already aware of that. Not only is Terath regaining his former strength, but also the gate that allows Unborn in is getting nothing but wider. The longer you wait, the more Unborn are let through. And the more minions allowed into this material plane, the more strength Terath can gather.
Will a month matter?
I sure hope not. This would be very inconvenient if Terath were to be completely resurrected. It would be very difficult to switch sides then, if there is no other side.
You know where we can look to find the gate Unborn.
I am willing to part with such information of how to acquire the location upon completion of this current thing. The second I'm on your side, for example, I have no doubt that I would be willing to give you that information. Then we would be comrades Don't you think that exciting?
Yes. Kazi says, looking at him contemplatively. Would be very interesting. Very well. We shall be about our business. Kazi says, turning around
Good day.
and leaving.
And he goes back
Kazi
to
leaves the room.
he goes back to drinking. Are you guys heading back into the hall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you heading now, or are you just discussing things out here?
I think we're just discussing things at this point. So, Kazi says, are you guys interested in... Let's go back to Noah's lab, or Adrien's lab.
Yeah.
All right. You guys head back to the laboratory. It's a little smaller than the classroom, but you at least know that there's only one entrance, and you can clearly watch who's coming and going down the hallway. You also can still clearly smell the smell that is tinged or singed bat that is still lingering within this room and out in the hallway.
Very well. Should we do it or no? I'm not sure if it's a good idea to bring the fragment of Norrith to him, but
At the very least,
have-
we should get our boon first.
yes. I want to speak about this with the Norrith fragment, and also potentially the headmaster of the school. Unless you see any reason why I shouldn't? Kazi says, looking at Celsi.
I am concerned, though not with telling anyone of this exactly. Did anybody else notice the wording?
Which wording?
Aldred, in the history books, he's known as being quite the trickster, being able to... He's a tactical and strategic genius. But he did say, if you listen to the words carefully, that there was something left behind by Norrith, not necessarily that it was a piece of him. That just worries me.
Yes.
I believe... But if this is something that we might want to keep this secret, if only to make sure that information doesn't get back to Terath somehow. If Terath learns of this, I do know that all the unborn are completely at his mercy. There would be no plan to agree to if he's dead. Or, well, dead and then resurrected and then torn apart and then dead again.
Yes. I still wish to speak to the headmaster, someone who knows more about this, before going ahead with loosing him from his leash, let's say. He is called Mad for a reason.
Yes, that concerns me. Are you guys going to go to the headmaster then? You're going to go up the stairs, up the elevator?
Yeah.
All right. You guys head up the elevator, and this time you go straight to the headmaster's chambers. That would be Archmage Reginald. It doesn't take...
Kazi walks up.
There's a large door that you have to knock on.
Kazi knocks on the door.
Come in.
Kazi steps in.
Inside this room, it's much the same as when you left it, except for the beholder is now up amongst the bookshelves, and there's a dozen books all hovering around the creature, and all of the eyes are pointed to, each of the eyes is pointed to a different book.
We received an interesting communication from a general of Terath. And I would like your thoughts on it.
What? Do tell me more.
Kazi begins to explain the encounter in its entirety.
He has the specifications for Demiplane down, that is for certain. That is how the spell works. And that does appear to be a legitimate spell scroll of Demiplane. I regret again to admit that I'm not an expert on history, and thus I cannot vouch for this Aldred the Mad.
Have you heard of him or not?
No. Perhaps the professor of history had. I am not the oldest creature at this school, and very few creatures alive today can boast their lifespan going back to the time of the war between the greater gods. You're going to have to ask somebody else for that knowledge.
Very well then.
Was Maxwell a professor of history?
Yes, Maxwell Norrith was a professor of history. What are you doing next? I guess you could continue talking, but that seems to be all that the Archmage knows about it. Though he does seem to be even more concerned than your previous conversation had led him to be. Though it is hard to tell on the face of a beholder.
Yeah, I don't know what to say.
Everybody else is just silent.
And we're sure we can trust the headmaster?
He's a lot more trustworthy than the other.
The group, standing out in the hallway. Just stares
then.
off into the distance.
Shall we prepare then?
Well, Kazi says, I am off. Kazi's gonna go look for whoever's in charge of room plate.
In charge of what?
Rooms.
Rooms.
Crafting rooms.
Oh,
Go buy it.
yeah, that would be the same clerk as before that you met a couple days ago.
Yes, Kazi is gonna pay for 10 days of use of a room.
All right.
14 days. We'll say 2 weeks.
All right, that'll be 14 gold.
Kazi hands him 14 gold.
All right, and you have your very own crafting room.
Actually, as a student of Emberfell, does Kazi not have to pay for it?
That's a good thing you pointed that out because he doesn't, but the clerk was glad to take his money.
Oh, Kazi doesn't pay for it then.
Okay. Yeah,
I
so
didn't know
you
that.
are given, you are supplied with a room. Though it's a pretty, unlike the previous room that had some stuff left over from its old occupant, this one is completely barren. It just has a couple of old wooden crates off to one corner and a pile of dust in another.
Okay. Do you guys have any objections? Or
I'm the one who wanted to sit and craft.
Kazi's gonna sit and craft it. So Ruben, Celsi, and Kreth won't have anything to do.
Adrien is teaching Ruben Arcana for at least part of the day.
Okay. Alright, how many days would you guys like to just spend doing some crafting?
Okay. That is going to depend. Adrian's probably going to do it for at least a month or so. I'd have to do all the math as to exactly how long it is, and that's also going to depend on how I roll for if he can find a group of adventurers that will continually hire him for the aid spell or some such.
Alright, go ahead and make a charisma, make another persuasion check.
Straight persuasion check?
Yeah, you find the same group is willing to accept it, but they are only willing to pay 50 gold a day for the services.
What are the rules for heroic inspiration?
You can use it to re-roll any roll after the
Do you have
roll is found.
Do you have to take the new roll, or...
You have to take the new roll.
Okay, I'm gonna roll again, because this is pretty important.
You literally can't roll
What?
lower.
Oh yeah, because that was a nat one. Oh.
Yeah, they're willing to pay 50 gold.
Wow.
I rolled the stupid... There goes my heroic inspiration for the day. But anyway, yeah, 50 gold a day, that's probably enough to push me through to the end of the process. For how long, or do they not know?
For how long?
Yeah.
They're not entirely sure. Just whatever days you can supply it.
Okay. And I assume I have a time, place to meet them every day.
Yeah.
Alright.
So with that
Sure.
income, how many days are you guys spending just doing some crafting?
Alright. I gotta do the math. So, Adrien is first going to pull up a calculator a second.
Kazi has a question, Andrew.
Yes.
If he were to sell second level spell scrolls upon request, what level, or how much would he be able to sell second level spell scrolls for?
Let's see here. Here, they would be a lot cheaper. I would say you could probably sell second level spell scrolls for 125 gold pieces.
What about third?
Third would be a little more, maybe 175 gold pieces.
Okay.
Yeah. On the other side, would you like to purchase? Now, since you are at Emberfell Academy, you currently have access to. There are vendors selling up to 7th level spell scrolls. Would you like to purchase any?
No.
Because you
Not
do
sure.
have, since you are a wizard, you can add spells to your spell book.
Yeah, I just can't cast anything higher than third right now.
Ah, yeah, that's true. But you could add some extra 3rd level spells.
Yeah. Only problem is Kazi needs to make 200 gold or 2,000 gold so that he can make the wand of fireballs.
Ah, I see.
So, hang on. For second level, you said 125 gold.
Yeah.
That's way. That's 75 gold off.
Off.
I almost can't make that. This is 100 gold cost to make.
Yeah. And you can sell them for 25 more gold pieces than that.
Oh, this isn't gonna be a profit loss at all.
Especially not at Emberfell. Perhaps in other places you could capitalize on the
yeah.
lack of wizards. You are surrounded by wizards in this place. This is the one place where wizarding stuff costs less. So, how many days are you taking? Or what is the plan?
So in theory, I can do the crafting for the rare plus the 2 uncommon items that I wanted to do with the gold I'm earning from the adventurers. I could get that done in 20 days. However, I rented the room for a month, and at that point I'm out of gold and I still need to buy other things, so I'm going to be crafting for 30 days. We'll see where that puts me exactly.
Are you guys all going to take a month of leave, effectively, in Emberfell? What's everybody else's thoughts on this? Apparently your
Can you
comrade...
continue my Arcana training?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. That was my plan, to continue that.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm good if I keep learning Arcana.
What did I say
Is there
for...
anything Kreth can do during this time?
That is a good question. Hey, hold that thought for a moment. But how many days did I say it would take to learn Arcana?
You
month,
said
right? Or
30 days.
30
yeah.
days? Okay.
So far he has 7 days down.
Okay. Kreth, what would you like to do during this time? If you guys all agree to take a crafting break.
What makes sense for me to do?
Maybe hunt monsters? You were...
Yes, can I make money by doing, like, contracts or something?
Yeah, I would say so.
Alright, I'm gonna get my money up then.
Many of them are smaller monsters, so they're not worth taking the time to fight. But we can say, I guess for this time, make 2, and this will make sense in a second. Make 2 survival checks. We'll see how successful you were during the first 2 weeks.
12 and 14.
All right, roll 2d100. Manage to collect through your time, mostly smaller bounties since you don't have your full group, but you've managed to collect 149 gold pieces. And to skip ahead, you guys can mark off 2 weeks of whatever crafting you want to do, because you will get interrupted at the end of the second week.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
So can I mark off 2 weeks of Arcana training?
Yes. That puts us at
21.
21 days.
Can Kazi roll something to see if he can sell his spell scrolls for more?
Yeah, make a persuasion check.
14.
14? I would say you could sell a number of them at 140 gold pieces. So you could sell them at 140.
Okay. Perfect.
All right. Have you marked off 2 weeks worth of, so 14 days?
That's
Yeah, in a second.
slightly more complicated for me because I got to figure out which order I want to do that in. But the first thing he's going to do is Adrien is going to go hire an assistant while Ruben is still in Arcana training.
Okay.
And what they're going to do for the first 3 days is craft the Druidic Bowl of Everlasting Sustenance. That's basically Wand of Cure Wounds, but bowl, because why not? And then after that, he's gonna take another... Grab my calculator again. He's gonna take another 6 days, and... Who has the Quigley's key in the group?
I do.
Okay, so he's working with that assistant. He's going to craft 2 uncommon artifacts. Let's say...
A wand of missiles? Wand of magic missiles?
Yeah, sure. Wand of magic missiles and a gauntlet of ogre strength, because why not?
Alright.
And then he's going to go to Quigley's and sell that the Gauntlet of Ogre Strength he already has.
Okay, so you're selling all 3 of them. You're using up the key. Somebody make a note of that. And you're going to sell you're going to sell 3 uncommon items. So you would you would have 1,200 gold pieces for that.
Okay, and so I only had one of them already, so that only nets me 800 gold.
Yes, profit calculations.
Yeah.
Did you count in the Quigley's fee?
No, and then the assistant, I've paid the assistant for 9 days so far. So that's -9, and then the Quigley's key is what, 5 for a common, right?
Actually, let me double check here.
Is that in blue? Yeah, no, it's 10.
It is, 10 gold pieces for a common.
I guess it's 18 plus 10. So it's 28. Alright, and then 14 days of crafting, so that's 2 weeks of that 50 gold a day.
Alright, have you gone through, is it the first 9 days?
Yes, I've gone through 9 days.
You just got 5 more to go. How are you doing, Kazi? Did you go through the 14 days yet with your crafting?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so we're just waiting.
I'm officially holding more than I can carry.
That wouldn't matter in your workshop, so you can just ignore that.
Yeah.
For the moment.
Presumably, I've set some stuff down in my workshop. And then for the remaining 7... For the remaining 5 days, Adrien is going to work on Adrien Norrith's Eldritch Blaster.
Alright. Okay, has everybody caught up? Actually, Ruben, what were you doing during the 2 weeks?
What can I do? I was close enough to Adrien to get Arcana training.
Yeah, so you do Arcana training during part of the day. But you still have a good chunk of the day left. You are on an island. It is filled with wizards. There's not a lot of work for your type to normally do. There is. You could go dealing with small hunts with Kreth.
Yeah, I'll go do that.
All right, you go ahead and make a survival check as well. We'll see how successful you were during your hunts.
A 21. A nat 20.
A nat 20. All right, roll 3d100. 3d100. Oof.
Really?
Unlucky. But you receive 86 gold from bounties. Some days you work directly with Kreth. Some days it's just independently. There's a lot less monsters directly around Imberfell Academy. It is a more populated area, as well as it is a more dangerous area for monsters to hang around. So there are some smaller contracts, nothing big.
What was Celsi up to?
Celsi is doing research. If you ask her, she is doing research on the history of the Greater God Wars. And also research on Aldred the Mad. So, I would say Kazi, Adrien, the two of you are working in your respective workshops. Kreth and Ruben, the two of you have just gotten back for the day. Ruben, you're getting ready to do some Arcana training, learning the concepts of magic with Adrien. When the door is actually barged open to your workshop, Kazi. So slamming open the door, a couple of Dragonborn immediately enter the room. You recognize the first person, as she is your sister, Jasmine. But the other two you don't recognize exactly. But they're clearly guards of your family. They're both heavily armored, appear to be bodyguards. Brother!
Sister.
I knew you were hiding away around here somewhere. You're being called back.
What? Why the suddenness?
Family emergency.
How long do I have? May I at least collect my companions?
Fine, but we're running out of time as it is. Do you really not know what's going on? You weren't expecting this?
No. No, I've been doing research.
That's why I came first, before some tight-scaled official had to tell you. Whitewall might be going to war, and the family wants our potential heir around. Thus you. Your vacation's over.
Kazi mutters. Kazi gives an annoyed sigh. Hang on, Andrew.
Yeah?
Quick question. The 15th day, when was that? For my plant of awakening.
This happens about a half a day before your plant would awaken. Actually, about a day.
Okay. How close to Adrien's room is Kazi?
You guys are right next to each other.
Adrien steps out, or Kazi steps out. I'll be right back, sister. Kazi sticks his head into the room. Adrien, collect the others. I have to leave for Whitewall.
Busy.
Tell the others if they want to see me, meet me in Whitewall. I'll be traveling with my sister.
Why do you have to go to Whitewall?
Family business. Family emergency. Who knows? Because I'm the heir, I need to be there. Then Kazi's gonna hurry off toward Professor Tanner's space.
All right. You head over to the indoor
Kazi,
garden.
actually.
What, Ruben? Or what, Adrien?
Is there anything that, when we do eventually follow you, is there anything... How do we prove we're your companions?
Good question. I'll just tell the gate. Kazi will just tell the servants to be on the lookout for you.
If you're that
my family.
interested in remaining in contact with your companions, why don't you bring them along? We don't have a ton of time.
Fine. Kazi says to his sister, Adrien, come with me.
Actually, young miss, the guard starts to say something, but she just elbows him. Even through the armor, it seems to be painful. We don't have much time.
Kazi looks at her.
What was the guard about to say?
It seems like the guard was about to contradict her in some way.
Kazi casts a
Insight
message.
check?
What are you about to say?
Yeah, make an insight check, Adrien.
Kazi's also going to cast a message to say, what were you going to say? To the guard.
Legend.
Heir of the Argentus family, I'm no official messenger, but I must send you that you have been called to this. You've been called back to Whitewall within the week, not necessarily within the day. Though it appears that your sister wants you back in the city because of some other deals that are going on. More than I can say.
Kazi crosses his arms and looks at his sister. One day, I'll come to the city.
Don't have time.
Then what are you not telling me?
I guess you could make it either intimidation or persuasion check, depending on how you want to play this.
They're both equally as bad.
There you go. I need your help for something, brother.
What do you need my help with?
It has to do with the war, if you want to know.
And what does this war have to do with? Does this have to do with the dragons? What's that place called? Or the shattered savannah?
Cold
or
Valley.
place?
This has to do with the Shattered Lands, apparently. You've learned that something's going on in the Shattered Lands. But also, actually, so you ask her, and she's going to say, as the intel has predicted over the past couple of months or so, Rek'Krael has awakened. The ancient white dragon is feeling grabby at the moment. She has invaded several other regions.
Wonderful.
But
Another
that's-
dragon to deal with. He mutters.
That's important to the family, but I need a personal favor.
What do you need this favor for? Kazi says, looking curious again.
Okay, she grabs you by the shoulder, and she is, look, brother, you, and she is dragging you a little away from the two bodyguards that she has. You very well know, by our family's law, the Argentus, the heir, though even the heir that is still in the preparation, still undergoing the trials, when a war is called, has the authority not only to go into battle, but also to choose a regiment of which to come with him. Or her.
And you want your regiment to come with me?
If you don't choose soon, it's going to be chosen for you. And yes, I want to go. Mother and father are going to have me stationed on the White Wall Guard. Can you believe that?
Okay, sister. In your honest opinion, what sets your regiment apart from any other?
Our willingness to fight?
What he's gonna do skill-wise. What's your training compared to the other regiments?
We are...
Honesty, sister. Honesty. I'm to lead the units. I need to know the capabilities.
We will never gain experience if we never see combat.
That's an event.
It doesn't have to be even direct combat. The most of the fighting is taking place in the Shattered Lands. We have allies there, sure. But I've overheard some information that some of the forces have entered the Goldmark region. Just a small force. We can reinforce one of the towns there, and we have a chance to actually see some combat. I think this would be very good for me and my regiment.
Kazi stands there in thought for a minute. Do I need to be back in Whitewall to make this decision?
Yes.
And it can't wait even a day?
I'm not sure. The law, our family rules are not exactly concrete on, or not exactly set in steel when exactly you have to choose. But if you don't choose, it's chosen for you.
And if it's not set in stone, I can choose now and leave tomorrow with you. Very well. Your regiment shall accompany me. As he said with a sigh. I must wait for my companions to come back from the day anyway, so we'll leave tomorrow morning. Or tomorrow afternoon, sometime in the night.
Fine. I'll wait somewhere around here. Where can I wait?
Yeah, we'll be here tomorrow.
Very well. Joffrey, we're waiting here. And I'm guessing you just leave her there in the hallway as you go to talk to your companions.
So Kazi walks back into the room with Adrien. So, Adrien, I've been summoned to war. Travel with?
What?
I've been summoned to war. Would you like to travel with me?
Adrien, who clearly seems a little bit perturbed, more than a little bit perturbed that you've interrupted his work, tells you, I need at least another, let's see, I need at least another week and a half.
You have 1 day. I leave tomorrow. I don't have a choice. This is war.
I can come and follow you after that, but I'm staying here for another 9 days.
All goes well, we will travel to the Goldmark region with my sister's unit, with my sister's regiment.
And how long would a trip back to the Goldmark region take?
If you were to take by road, once you could reach Whitewall in less than a half a day, and then you could travel by forest. It would take about 3 days-ish to make it into the Goldmark region. And from there, it's a little rougher because of the fact that it's everything is overgrown in that region, making it difficult to travel.
Yeah, no, he's definitely staying in the... Oh, I forget what this...
Cool.
Crescent... Wasn't it Crescent Grove or Crescent Lake? He's
Crescent Lake.
definitely staying in the Crescent Lake region for now, because he needs 9.25 days at this point to at least finish the blaster, and then on top of that, possibly another 3 days if he wants to make the boots. But he could make the boots on the road. He's not going anywhere until he's done with the blaster, unless you literally drag him kicking and screaming.
Hey, Andrew, how do exhaustion points work?
Exhaustion is every time you get a point of exhaustion, you get -1 to all of your rolls.
And then do you lose that exhaustion when you take a long rest?
Yes, you lose 1 exhaustion when you take a long rest with proper food and water.
Okay, I don't know. And because Kazi needs another day, he's going to work for 2 shifts straight, and then rest, and then go to work on the plan.
Adrien has enough money at this point. Could he, in theory, if he stopped working on aid with the adventurers, could he in theory work around the clock? Because he doesn't have to go for food. He can just, because he has the bowl. So could he work 2 full shifts in a day?
I would say if you want to, but you'd have to make it. I would say you could, but you would have to make a constitution check, or else you'd have to succeed, or else take a point of exhaustion for overworking yourself. You could try it.
Let me check. Yeah, that still only brings it down to... No, actually... Yeah, it still only brings it down to a week.
But in theory, if he does that, he can just sleep it off.
Good point.
When will Kreth and Ruben show up?
They would probably be back around now. If you wanted to.
Kazi goes to find Kreth and Ruben. Kazi goes to find Kreth and Ruben and Celsi.
They are looking after their equipment after a long day's hunt.
Is Celsi there as well, reading or something?
Yeah.
So, Kazi says, there's been a new development. I am being summoned to my household. Would you like to travel with me? There may be, let's just say, a war on the horizon. Would you be interested in joining us?
Sure, Kreth says.
I'll join you. This is Ruben.
Very well, we leave tomorrow as soon as I've had my appointment with Professor Tanner. What about you,
Keep
Celsi?
in mind, though, if Adrien is staying behind, if Ruben leaves, he loses the Arcana proficiency training, unless he continues that.
He just
Kazi
doesn't.
probably won't.
He doesn't continue it. He doesn't lose his progress.
Yeah, I'll leave with Kazi. You
Oh.
can teach me.
So you don't lose all progress? Doesn't it? I thought you said it had to be continuous, though.
Did I say that?
I thought you did, but if it's not required, then...
I didn't. I don't think I ever mentioned that. But if I did, then that is not the case.
Alright.
It does have to be 30 entire days, though. But they can be split up. If you take a couple of days off, he's not going to lose all progress.
Alright.
Would Kazi be willing to teach me away?
Kazi won't have time. Most likely. He needs to work on his own thing, so no.
Then I'll probably go with Ruben, Adrien, later.
Plus, it would help if I had a traveling companion for the road.
So what's the plan? You're splitting up?
I guess so.
All right. So who is going with Jasmine?
Kreth follows Kazi.
Okay. So with that, at the end of the second week, after 15 days, you guys decide to head out. And not
Hang on.
before.
Kazi has to go to... Yeah, Kazi has to talk to Tanner first.
Yes. So, Kazi, it seems, after a quick conversation with Tanner, who seems quite excited, Professor Tanner, your strange plant creature did turn out... Hang on, let me grab him here.
How much silver was Emil?
It was... I have it written down here. 5 silver pieces for a good meal. 2 silver pieces for a terrible meal.
Okay. Because Adrien needs to buy 3 days of food, and then he doesn't need to buy any food pretty much ever again.
You have Kazi. You have awakened an awakened creature, an awakened plant. What would you like to call it?
I didn't even think about this, to be honest.
I'm gonna have to work on the rules for this creature, but effectively, you have a connection to it. It'll act like a familiar, but though not quite.
Yeah, I'll have to think on a good name. Herbert. There we go. Because it's a herb. Herbert's my plant. How big is this thing?
It is actually quite large. It is an awakened tree, though it's not quite as large as a tree.
So, how much rough health would it have?
This thing, with the ingredients that you used, it has about 59 HP.
That's more than I have.
It is just a big tree, and it walks around, and you feel a connection to it, even as it seems to notice you for the first time.
Man, how big is it?
It's a large creature.
Okay, so this is an
I was
interesting development.
Wait, does this mean it uses my Pearl of Power? So I no longer have my Pearl of Power?
Yes.
Okay, so I gotta remove that from my inventory.
Yep.
And the Pot of Awakening I have to remove as well.
Yep, it is now gone, replaced with an awakened tree. It's a lot different from what the original
bet.
magic item was designed to create.
Yeah.
But with
So this awakened tree, will it be able to cast magic immediately or no? Or do I have to teach it everything goal? So.
you would have to teach it some things.
And if so, how long would it take to teach it?
Hang on. How long would it take to teach it? You'll just have to figure that out. You don't know everything about it just yet. Even the professor seems surprised by the way it's taken to the magic items you've implanted within it.
Yeah. My next question is, will it be able to keep up with us if we travel at normal speed?
Yeah, if you travel at a light walk, it does have a slower movement speed than most creatures, though it can still move at a walking pace.
Does it need to eat anything?
Just sunlight.
Oh, perfect. All right, let's go.
All right.
You
And
said this is a large creature.
It is.
What are the
yes,
what are the definition of large?
2 by 2 spaces it takes up. 10 by 10 feet.
Okay. We
So
can fit in some dungeons. Perfect.
you and Kreth and Kazi, Kreth, and Kazi, Kreth, an awakened tree, and Kazi's a very impatient sister finally leave Emberfell
us?
Academy. Do you want Celsi with you? She seems like she wants to stay for a little bit longer and do some more research.
Okay, we'll let Celsius stay then.
All
So
right.
just Ruben is with me?
Oh, it's just Kreth.
Kreth? Okay.
And so with that, the party splits off. Some heading, Kazi and Kreth heading to Whitewall, and Ruben and Adrien staying behind at Inverfell Academy to finish up some projects.
I have to know, what is Jasmine's reaction to the tree?
Okay. You start making your way down the stone halls high up in Inverfell Academy, where you guys have your crafting rooms, and her eyes just widen, and she actually reaches for her back where a spear is strapped across her back, and she's, what is that?
It's Hubert! It's Herbert! As he says with a grin.
Herbert?
That's why we had to wait today.
Named it?
Wait, you called it Trevor?
Trevor? What?
Herbert.
I said Herbert.
What? Herbert. Oh,
Herbert.
Herbert.
You named it?
Yeah, I want to get magic too. Kazi says with a grin.
The future heir to our family is insane.
Kazi just cracks up. Oh, come on. Scary is it a tree? How scary would it be to see a tree shooting fireballs at you? Just think about it. Kazi says, waving his hands.
That would be terrifying, which is why you shouldn't teach it magic.
That's why I should teach it magic. Kazi says.
Let's just go.
Kazi hands the tree both the decanter of endless water and the wand of, what's it called?
Magic missiles.
Yeah, wand of magic missiles.
Okay, hang on, I will put that in the tree's inventory.
Yeah, can I have access to that? Because I can't find that.
Yeah, hang on. Figure ownership. Where is it? Noah, Jeremiah. There we go. There we go. You should see it now. It's under player summons.
So vulnerability, does that mean he takes double damage from fire?
Yes.
Essentially.
The wand of magic missiles. And what was the other thing you gave it?
A decanter of endless water. In case it starts on fire.
Ah, okay. Alright, and with that, that is where we are going to end today's session, with you guys splitting up. Some of you heading to Whitewall, and some of you heading to Inverfell. Heading to Inverfell. Some of you staying at Inverfell.
Okay.
And yeah. And there we end our Academy arc.
What arc?
What? There we end our... I could say something ominous. And there we end our changeling arc. How many were changelings? Everyone is a changeling. Plot twist. Everybody in this world is a changeling.
So languages and it says common in one other language. Would that be like tree language?
It would be one of your languages.
Okay. We'll say Draconic then.
Alright. Okay, yeah. So that is the end. I guess we are going to have to very quickly next session go over what you guys are doing before you get back together.